Do you want to learn to play percussion but you don't know which instrument is the best to do that? This is your lucky day. In this video I'm going to compare the instruments most chosen by people to learn to play percussion, taking into account different criteria that I believe are fundamental, such as the hand technique required to play them, how difficult it is to learn to play them, and their performance in different musical contexts. For the purpose of this video, I selected percussion instruments that meet the following requirements. First, all of them are going to allow you to fully learn all the elements involved in learning to play percussion. Second, each one of them has a main role in the music of a specific region of the world, so that makes them the best means to learn to play those musics and rhythms. Third, to be able to compare them, I selected only percussion instruments that are drums and that I play only with the hands, what I mean without any kind of sticks. Last, they are the most chosen instrument by people who want to learn to play percussion. So now that the rules are clear, I present to you the instruments included in the video.
Cajon, Conga, Djembe, Timbal, Bongo.
So the idea of the video is to compare these 5 instruments in 6 categories that I think that are important in learning to play and make music with percussion instruments. In each of this category, I'm gonna give each instrument a score from 1 to 5, being 1 the lowest score and 5 the highest. At the end of the video, the 5 instruments are gonna be ranked from the highest score to the lowest score according to the sum of all the scores obtained in the different categories. Being that said, let's move on to the first category. In this category, the criteria to compare is the amount of sounds that you need to play the drum and how difficult it is using all those sounds to play the most characteristic rhythm of each drum. So let's move on then to the first drum. So the first instrument we're gonna analyze is the conga. Yes, to play the conga you need 5 sounds. Yeah, let me show them to you. The first one is the tone or the bass note that you're gonna play in the center, yes, of the drum. The second is the open that you play in the board of the drum using this part of your hand. Yes. The third sound that you're gonna use is a sound called slap, yes, that you play with this part of your finger, yes, on the skin of the drum. And then you have 2 sounds that you're gonna play combined, yes. You're gonna play palm and fingers, palm, fingers, palm, fingers, palm, fingers, yes. So in total, you have 5 sounds. Yes, that you're gonna use to play any rhythm in the conga, yes. But you have to take under consideration that this one, the slap, tends to need a little time to sound properly. So we can say that from the 5 sounds that I mentioned, this is the hardest one. Conga is deeply connected with Afro-Cuban music. So the rhythm that I chose for the video is song, that you can say is one of the most characteristic rhythm that you can play on conga. Yes. So to play song, you have to use all the sounds that I showed you, yes, previously. So let me show you how the song sounds. It's gonna be played like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it, the conga. You need 5 sounds to make sound the most characteristic rhythm of this instrument, that is the song from Cuba. So the second instrument we're gonna analyze is the cajon. To play the cajon, you're gonna use 3 sounds. You're gonna use a bass sound, yes, that you're gonna play in the center of the instrument. you're gonna play an open sound, yes, also in the border, maybe like the conga, and then you're gonna add a third sound that is not a sound, it's more a hand motion hit, yes, that we can call ghost note, yes, because we're gonna play, but we're gonna try to sound them the less that you can, that you're gonna play in this area, yes, in the middle between the tones and the open, in here. So Cajon comes from Peru, yes, that is a country in South America. So the most characteristic rhythm that we can play from Afro-Peruvian music is festejo, yes. So let me show you how festejo sound. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it, festejo on cajon, and you need 3 sounds to play it. In this particular category, the cajon has like a little advantage because in comparison with the other drums, to make the different sounds in the cajon is just a matter of the place of the instrument in which you play, yes? While in the other is the place, but also the way in you put your hands to make the different sounds. Well, now we're gonna work around the bongo, yes? Its technique and which is the more characteristic rhythm you can play on bongo, yes? To start, I had to say that in bongo, you have like 3 sounds, yes? You're gonna have a high-pitched sound and a low-pitched sound, but it's gonna be, technically, it's gonna be the same because bongo is played with fingers, so it's gonna sound high when you play in the little drum, it's gonna sound low when you play in the big drum. So we can say that those 2 sounds are only one, yes, because the technique that you are using is the same. You're gonna be high in here and low when you move to the big drum. In second place, we're gonna have sounds similar to conga. What I mean is, you know, in conga we saw palm finger. In here it's gonna be thumb finger. It's gonna be like this. Yes, you're gonna use that for motion and for playing. So to sum up, you're gonna have 3 sounds to play in the bongo, and you're gonna use this to play the martillo. That is also the rhythm that you play in son. Yes, you play the martillo along the conga. Yes, because bongo is also another instrument that is rooted in Afro-Cuban music. So let me show you how the martillo sounds. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it, bongo, and you need 3 sounds to play martillo. That is the most characteristic rhythm of this drum. In this category, the bongo has a little advantage because in comparison with the rest of the drums, it is the only one in which you're gonna play with your fingers and not with the full hand. So now we're gonna work on the djembe. Yes, that is an instrument that comes from Africa. Yes, and you can find several tribes in different parts of the continent that use the djembe to make music. Yes, as a main instrument. So let's see how many sounds you need to use to make the djembe sounds. You're gonna use first the tone. You're gonna play it in the center. These are similar to the ones that you play in the conga. Yes. So tone. Yes, in the center of the instrument you play with the whole palm. Then you're gonna have the opens. Again, in the same way of conga, you're gonna play the opens with this part of your hand in the border. And also you're gonna have the slaps. Remember, slap with the tip of the fingers. Yes, so there you have it. That's the sounds that you can play on djembe. So to put the djembe to test, we're gonna play a rhythm from Guinea. That is the cuckoo. That is one of the most famous characteristic rhythm that you can play on djembe. Yes. To play it, you're gonna need 3 sounds. Yes. Let me show you how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it. Cuckoo on djembe, and you need 3 sounds. Well, let's work on the timbal brasileiro. Yes. So to play the timbal brasileiro, you're gonna need 4 sounds. Yes. That are the following. The first is the tone. Yes. Again, it's similar to the one that you use in the conga and the one that you use in the djembe. Yes. You play in the center with your whole pan. Then you're gonna use an open similar to the ones that you use on djembe and congas. What I mean is you're gonna play with this part of your hand in the border. And you're also gonna use the slap as in the other 2 drums that we already saw. And to them you're gonna add a sound that is similar to the one that you use in the bongo. In the idea that it's a hand motion hit and not sound. What I mean is you want that to sound the less that you can. Again, the ghost notes. Yes. And you're gonna play with the tip of your fingers in the border also. Yes. So there you have it. You had 4 sounds. Yes. Timbal brasileiro, as its name says, comes from Brazil. Yes. And is deeply related with the samba reggae music and culture. Yes. So the rhythm I chose for this video in timbal is afoxé. That is one of the most characteristic rhythms that you can play in this instrument. And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it, afoxé in timbal brasileiro, and you need 4 sounds. The drums are ranked as follows. First is the cajon, that is the one that requires the easy hand technique to play its most characteristic rhythm. Then comes the bongo. A little behind, also the djembe and the timbal. And in last place is the conga, that is the drum which has the more complex hand technique to play it. This category is complementary with the previous one, because in here we're gonna compare the 5 drums to see which one of them is harder to learn to play music. So leaving aside the hand techniques aspect, we can say that the learning process in the different drums is pretty similar. Yes, what I mean is the difficulties that maybe you face in your learning process with any of these drums is not determined by the drum itself, but is determined by the complexity of the music you want to learn. So in this category we have a tie between the 5 drums. In this category we're gonna compare the 5 drums depending on their versatility when we use them to make music. What I mean is the sounds and musical resources that each one of them give us when we want to play music and also play different musical styles. For starts, we can say that djembe and timbal are 2 drums that are deeply related with their verse played. What I mean is each time that you play the djembe or the timbal and listen to its sounds, your mind quickly goes to Africa or Brazil. Yes. So what I mean is when someone hires me to a live gig or a recording on studio and he wants the song to sound African, well, he's going to ask me to record a djembe. Or if he wants the song to sound Brazilian, he's gonna ask me for the timbal or for me to record the timbal. Following this, it is more difficult to use these 2 drums in live gigs or recordings of music that is not from the rhythm and style I mentioned it before. On the opposite side, we can place the Cajon, the Conga, and the Bongo. Yes, that if you look and search on the web, you're gonna see that are the most common instrument used by bands and groups that plays different kind and styles of music. So in my own experience, those are the drums that people look for more when they hire me to make live gigs or recordings in studio. Yes, most of the people ask for the Cajon, the Conga, and the Bongo to be in my setup as percussionist. That's because of the versatility, because you can use them in a lot of musical styles like pop, rock, reggae, electronic music, dance music, among others. Before we move on into the rank of this category, let me leave you a comment about the Cajon. Yes, in this category, Cajon has like an advantage because it's the one from the 5 drums we are comparing that can replicate, yes, the sound and the functionality of a drum set in a group. Yes, no other drum from the 5 that we are comparing can do that. So that gives the Cajon an advantage in this category. In this category, the drums are ranked like this. In first place, we have the Cajon, that is the more versatile drum of all. In second place are the Conga and the Bongo. And last, you can find Djembe and the Timbal. In this category, I'm gonna compare the 5 drums by its performance in an acoustic musical context. What I mean is the performance in those groups that doesn't have a drum set, so any of the drums has to be in charge of playing the rhythm bass of the songs. So taking under consideration the resources that each of the drums gives us, we can say that the Cajon is the one that stands out the most in this category. Yes, mostly because it's the only one that can mimic and replicate the sound and the functionality of a drum in a group. Yes. In second place, we're gonna find the Conga, that is not as versatile as the Cajon, but it also can work great in this kind of musical context. And the same we can say about the Bongo. So in last place are gonna be the Djembe and the Timbal, that, as we already said, they have like a more limited musical range because of their sounds and its connection with the birthplace of both. If we refer online to videos of concert, video clips, or maybe recorded on studio, we're gonna see that the Conga and Bongo are the most chosen percussion instrument by bands that played several musical styles like pop, rock, funk, reggae, dance music, electric music, among others. After them, we can place the Djembe and the Timbal, that there are 2 instruments that work great if the band plays world music. And in last place, we're gonna find the Cajon. And the reason of that is that while the Cajon can mimic and replicate sounds and functionality of the drums, it finds very hard to complement and to play along a drum set. In this category, we have a clear tie between the 5 drums. Learning to play and make music with any of them is absolutely fun. Before we move on to the final result of this contest, I want to take a minute to talk about 2 criteria that comes up a lot between my percussion students. Yes, mostly when they ask me which instrument had to buy to learn to play percussion. Yes, I didn't include them in the contest because they are not related to playing or making music with any of these percussion instruments. But I think that it's important to take a look around them. The first one is price. What I mean is to see which of these drums is cheaper and which is more expensive. Although we can rank the 5 drums from cheap to expensive, I don't recommend to do that. I think that to choose the instrument which you're gonna learn to play percussion, it's better to focus on your goals or the goals that you have for that learning process, and also to focus on the music that you want to play with that instrument. In second place is comfort. Yes, the comfort when you are transporting it, or the comfort related to the place or the space that the instrument or each instrument occupies at home. Again, as in the previous criteria, I don't recommend you to choose your instrument using this criteria. Yes, again, try to focus on your goals and in the music that you want to play with that instrument. So we arrived to the moment that we are waiting for. Let's see the final ranking of the best instrument to learn to play percussion. Give me a drum roll. In the first place of the ranking is the Cajon, followed by the Conga and the Bongo. And in last place are the Djembe and the Timbal. So this is the end of the video. I hope you find the video useful and entertaining. If you like it, please subscribe and leave a thumbs up. And if you want, leave a comment saying which instrument you want to learn to play. I see you in the next video.